Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Good morning to you. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. Happy Memorial Day to every single one of you. Now, we have a lot of updates for today. Remember, all the links are in the description to help save you time if you need a severe weather. I am showing that we have long track tornadoes today, potential hurricane force winds 80 miles per hour and above, close to 90 for today, as well as the update on Hurricane Agatha. Now, it has strengthening and there's a lot of potential for it, showing that it's going to be at least a tropical storm, major hurricane as it goes to the east coast past Florida as well. And it did go up to a Cat 3 last night, but it didn't change any of the impacts on the forecast because it went up to a 3, right back down to a 2. No big deal. That was all in the ocean. But as of this morning, it has updated our 5-day outlook up to 40% now. And you can see where it's hitting now. This is showing your convection. So you can see it is strengthening really strong in the center. But also this rain band that's about to hit over towards Mexico and Central America. It has a lot of convection in that as well. So that will be some severe thunderstorms. Remember, if you're in Mexico, if you're in Honduras, Guatemala, anywhere in Central America or Mexico, I have links in the description to show you your rainfall amounts and your wind gust potential. And you can zoom in, you can zoom out to your local place and see exactly what's coming to you. All I ask is please share this to other people in your area. Let them prepare the best way they can for what's coming. Track line is showing that it's going towards Florida. Now remember, this will be east side loaded. I'm still showing it will be something weak as it goes towards Florida. And I'm still showing it will strengthen either after Florida or as it's going over Florida into the Atlantic. But still, east side loaded would bring all the winds and the rain on this side of the storm. So that puts a lot of rainfall, big rain threats for Florida, and potential wind threats for the East Coast. In Bahamas, you have both threats. One model is showing that you have a lot of rainfall on the west side of the Bahamas. One model is showing you have all of the Bahamas covered in a lot of rainfall with winds coming in as well. But you can really see how much Agatha is strengthening. It is getting a lot of strength in this storm. It will start modeling down in a bit, but it will stay a hurricane for quite some time. And right now it's still moving 8 miles per hour to the northeast. So now it's starting to make its way towards the Yucatan, towards the Western Caribbean. 110 miles per hour winds. One more miles per hour of winds, it would literally be a major hurricane again of 111. 964 millibar pressure this morning, and it will start weakening, guys. But you can also see right here on the right that as of this morning, it was down to a Cat 2 hurricane, staying at Cat 2 all the way to 1 o'clock this afternoon, still with 110 miles per hour winds. So just be aware of that. But as we go into tomorrow morning by 1 o'clock, it will be a tropical storm, almost a hurricane. It'll have 70 miles per hour winds. But from 1 a.m. to 1 p.m. tomorrow, it will quickly go back down from 70 to 40 miles per hour winds. And as we look at our potential velocity anomaly, you can see in our area that we really have a lot of rising air past June 15th with no dust coming in its way, guys. All this is all rising air. And I'm showing that the Gulf of Mexico is ready to just fire off low pressures everywhere and just go in all kind of directions. So I will keep you updated. Make sure you subscribe. I am all year long. But this shows your convection. This shows your potential updraft, your lift that's coming in our section of 120W and 60W. And it is wide open all the way from now all the way to the middle of the month and beyond. And the update with the Euro sees this as well. All the way to now, we are in strong lift in our section, and it is going all the way to the middle of the month with storms coming off the MDR around that time as well. So we are definitely getting full swing into our hurricane season. So please share this information. Let people get prepared the best way they can. I do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. And your update from National Hurricane Center, you are in tropical storm warning in this blue. You are in hurricane warning in this red. And this storm will be east side loaded. So all this pink you see right here behind this blue, you are in a hurricane watch for hurricane force winds coming your way. So remember, all these links are in the description, so you can go check everything I am showing you. This is your chances for your tropical storm force winds. And you have a 100% chance of getting anywhere from 39 miles per hour winds to 73 miles per hour winds in all of this purple. And it slowly downgrades to 90, 80, 70 as you go to the brown, getting to 60 and 50 in this yellow. So definitely going to get high winds in all of this purple. And this is just around Salina Cruz, a little east of that. And it's also a little bit east of Oaxaca, Mexico. So it's kind of your edge of where you got your low percentage. And once you go east, it just raises up considerably. But you can also see, even though it raised up to a major hurricane last night, went back down, all those winds and all that heavy rainfall from that has stayed into the Pacific. Your winds are pretty much the same. It's going to move up a little bit like you've seen with the tropical storm force winds. But for your 58 miles per hour winds, this is your percentage. You have 90, 80, 70 in the brown, 70% chance of getting at least 58 miles per hour winds as this comes on shore. And like I said, I do have a link for y'all so you can zoom into your local area and see what your winds and your rains is going to be. Because as you look at your hurricane force winds of at least 74 miles per hour winds, you can see it's all the way from 40% to this dark orange, all the way to this dark brown to where it gets up to 60%. So this is a 40 to a 60% chance of getting 74 miles per hour winds. A very small area, but you still have that chance. So here's where you're looking at from Google Earth, and you can see you have Oaxaca right here, and it's anywhere a little east of that, and it's going to go all the way over here where you have Salina Cruz, and it's going to reach way over here to a little bit east of Salina Cruz. So you do have the tropical storm force winds coming your way with the hurricane watch, because this storm will be east side loaded, but all your winds is going to be in this region. And all the model data is showing that it will go across the Yucatan, still get into the Western Caribbean. So you still need to be aware of possible heavy rainfall for y'all as well. But as it goes across Cuba, it will go towards the Florida Keys. It will go towards the Bahamas. And so far, everywhere from Melbourne all the way down to Cape Coral, even up to Tampa, all of y'all are going to be in heavy rainfall amounts. So even if this storm goes across Florida, right across Orlando, it's not going to be a lot of winds. But being east side loaded, you're going to be in a lot of rainfall. So just beware. Also the Bahamas. One model data is showing that it's going to be Western Bahamas that's going to be getting all this rainfall. One model data is showing that it's going to be all of the Bahamas. So just be aware this thing's still coming. I will keep you updated every day. And so far we have two waves coming. One is at 36 west from 2 north to 14 north, moving west at 15 knots. The other one is at 60 west and 2 north to 14 north, moving 13 knots. So in layman terms, we have a tropical wave right here moving west. We have another tropical wave back here coming off the MDR moving west. And they're on their way, and this is all full of lift for the next 2 weeks. And the update on the next 5 days is up to 40% chance within the next 5 days for this to form up. And that is literally when things will start picking up, guys. But one issue I am having this morning through all these model runs to see what the potentials could be, this right here is your icon. And as you look all morning long, it brings it to a 988 by noon today. And that is by today, guys. And it's showing nothing before that. And we already know this is already down to a 960 something millibar, and it's not showing that. It's showing by noon it'd be a 988 going towards Mexico and staying a 988 just east of Salina Cruz down to a 987, and then slowly weakening down to a 996 and going away. But the icon that only shows you the next 5 days, which is supposed to be good, but it's already starting off with the wrong information that we do have now. It is bringing it somewhere towards the center of the Gulf of Mexico. Now remember, this is supposed to remain weak as it goes towards Florida. So wherever it goes on Florida, don't worry about the winds. You're going to have to worry about the serious flooding from this storm. I always have been showing, I'm still showing that it will strengthen either on you leaving or right past you. Also with the euro, even though the euro shows that it'd be down to a 995, which is weaker than any of the other models, it's not showing anything else before that. It's not showing the 960, not even a 970, 980, nothing. And we already know it's a 960. That's where it's at right now. But the Euro is showing, just like we saw with those spaghetti model tracks, that is still going towards the east of the Gulf of Mexico, and it will remain weak. So all your winds will be east side loaded, so will all your rainfall. So it won't be a lot of winds, it will be a lot of rain. And yesterday it showed a potential hurricane for the East Coast, and today it's showing that it's probably going to go out. So what it's going to do is they have this Bermuda high pressure, and it's going to swing everything all the way around. But meeting with this block from this cold front, it can't swing around. It has to stay blocked, and the only place it has to go is the East Coast. Multiple models is showing this. But the update on the Zero Z this morning shows that it will strengthen up towards a hurricane, but it'll be further offshore and not right up against the Carolinas. Even the Canadian model, it shows that it will be down to a 990 before it hits on shore. But you can see right before that, it's just showing a 994. It's not showing the strength that we see right now. So it's pretty comparable. That don't make the model wrong. That just makes it wrong right now. But still, it shows the same path as the others, that it will be headed towards Florida, and all the winds and all the rain will be east side loaded. Still, every model run, guys, is showing it will remain weak as it goes by you. Once again, the rainfall is what you have to worry about. Maybe even potential tornadoes coming out the rain bands. But as it passes by, it confirms that it will strengthen, but it will go out into the Atlantic. And right where Euro shows a hurricane, it shows that it will be a tropical storm, a strong tropical storm, but that's a big difference. But it's about the same location as the Euro. And the GFS takes it down to a 978, getting on land, 990, weakening quickly, which is exactly the data we see this morning. It even takes it down to a 967, which we see this morning as well, a 964. Now, as you keep going, you'll see it does swing around, and it goes to the Western Caribbean right over the Bahamas, still strengthening up as it leaves the Bahamas. So I'm not showing any major impacts for that, but it's still consistent that it does swing back towards the East Coast. On this run is your Zero Z. This is where you get your best weather data. It does show it does become a hurricane right off the coast of North Carolina, and it swings in as a strong tropical storm for the potential Northeast. So we definitely have to stay up on it, because so far it shows it'll be a hurricane by the 9th, right off the coast of North Carolina and Virginia, swing into the Northeast as a tropical storm and bringing y'all the rain. The winds will be east side loaded, but you will get the rain bands as this wraps all the way around. You won't get the heaviest amount, but it will be impacts from this if this plays out. Once again, it's still too far to be sure, but it's been consistently showing through multiple models that this is swinging back to the East Coast. And as I waited for the updated run of the 6Z, it confirms once again, same location has been showing for quite some time, that is going over the western Bahamas, something weak Bahamas. It will be bringing heavy rainfall regardless, but the winds shouldn't be super severe. But it confirms once again that it gets real strong and comes right back towards the East Coast. And on the 6Z, it brings it down to a hurricane that strengthens by North Carolina again. And so far, it's right around the 9th or 10th, getting down to a 981, even down to a 978 as it swings away. So we know it's going to be a swing to the west. We know it's going to be a swing to the east. So after this high pressure moves away and this cold front goes away, this will open up. Question is how soon will this storm come? Because so far the GFS is taking it a couple days sooner than the Euro is showing. And that would play all the difference in the world on what this is going to do. Still going to be east side loaded, but once again, with the bands rolling around, you will get effects from that if this plays out. We'll keep you updated. Please make sure you subscribe so we can keep everybody as safe as we can. Now, I wanted to wait for the 12Z to let y'all know what the potential impacts of the system could be, because the 6Z, the 0Z, they all showed something different. The update on the intensity guidance, the 12Z. You can see as it goes from a Cat 2 hurricane that it literally will drop down to a tropical storm, and most of the models agree within 24 to 30 hours it will be a weak tropical storm. You have a couple up here that show that it could be continuing a hurricane. This is the outlier right here, because all of them are agreeing on this. And not only that, we know for sure this is going over landmass. With all these mountains, it will rip this storm apart. There's no way it could keep that intensity. So don't pay no attention to those. And at the same time, 4 to 5 days away when it's in our region that it is showing it would be a strong tropical depression, maybe on the edge of a weak tropical storm. So it still will show something weak as it comes by Florida and the Bahamas. After that is still a little uncertain. But this right here just confirms that it's not going to be a big wind threat for y'all, but it will be a lot of rain for a lot of people. And once again, don't listen to those. If somebody plays those out today, just turn it off, guys. It is so obvious. It's only 2. And look at the majority. At the same time, you can see the potential tracks as it takes that eastward push. And you see it gets down to a 1004 millibars. It gets very weak going over landmass. So once again, don't pay attention to those 2 intensity guidance that you did see. But within 5 days, it could be right here over the Yucatan, very weak. It could be right here, and a couple of models is showing this right off the Yucatan Peninsula, headed towards Tampa. Now, Tampa, this wouldn't be a severe bad thing for you because it will be a strong tropical depression at best, a very weak tropical storm. But all the winds and the rain will be east side loaded. So from Tampa south, it will be bad conditions for y'all. As well as right here on these model runs that GFS is continuing showing day after day. In 5 days, it'll be just south of the Florida Keys, which will give y'all none of those impacts. Maybe some rain bands can come by. We do need to watch out for potential tornadoes as it goes over western Bahamas, and the rest of the Bahamas will be in all the rainfall. But as we put all them lines and potentials into a picture graph and see what the most likely outcome will be. In 5 days, this is your 5-day look right here. And as you keep on going, you can see a lot of potentials. You see a lot of storms showing. It could be right here off the coast of Florida. It could be right here by Cuba making its way across. And this one shows you a worst case scenario where it's going to the east side of the Gulf of Mexico and is given all the winds and the rain right on Florida because it's east side loaded. But once again, don't pay attention to those guys. That's just what you might see in the future model runs. This is your controlled member, and the most likely outcome out of all these will be this. By the time we get to June 4th in 5 days, it will be a weak system, and it could strengthen up as it passes over you. It's been showing that for a while, that it could strengthen up as it passes over you. And as far as the chances for it to curve like the Euro is seeing and be a potential strong system across the southeast, you can see the most likely outcome is that it still would be strengthening up, leaving the Bahamas at that time. So there's no way it could do that. But at the same time, it could still come by the east coast, because you can see that shot best here. This being your controlled member, you can see right when you get around the 7th, it starts bringing out towards the east coast, gets a little stronger by the 8th, and it still goes by the Carolinas, but it skims it. It don't do nothing super serious. As you can see, you don't have a high pressure block up here in the north. You got the Bermuda high out here. So it has to swing it in this direction around the high pressure. And in doing so, it would barely touch the coast at all. And you wouldn't get much impacts, if any. Maybe some 30 to 40 miles per hour wind gusts right along the coast. But all the impacts will be east side loaded. So still, I would say there's nothing to worry about on that. I will keep you updated. It's still a little bit away, but this is what's been trending so far. Because you can also see with the wind shear on the Euro and on the GFS, when it gets into our Caribbean from the 3rd through the 5th, it has a lot of wind shear. We have this trough coming down, creating all this wind shear, and it will stay on it the whole time and keep it weak. There's no way it could do anything. But if it gets blocked by this high pressure, and we have that high pressure of that cold front bouncing to the northeast, because it bounces south, then it bounces northeast. South kept it low with that trough. The second one, it goes to the northeast and leaves it open a little bit to where it can come back. Still getting some wind shear on it, keeps it a little weak, but it still strengthens up down to the 980, 970, and 8 as that next cold front comes in and swings it away. So there's no way it could come on land. If it does come on shore, it would have to really get moving a lot quicker. And it's already showing a couple of days ahead of anybody else as it is. And you can see also with the run of the Euro, if this gets into the Gulf of Mexico, according to the Euro, that it will be severely sheared by that trough, and it will stay weak to a tropical depression as it goes across Florida, strengthening up after it goes across Florida and going away. And that's the update this morning, is that it will go away. Now, we'll keep you updated. Euro does change from 7 to 10 days quite dramatically. But what we know for sure is that it will be heavily sheared up and it will be weak, whether it's northern of Florida or whether it's southern down Florida. The big thing we need to watch out for that will be, no matter what the outcome, is heavy rainfall for Florida and the Bahamas. And you can see right here on the AO of the GFS that we get that cold front coming in by the end of the month, and it lingers around to about the 4th. After the 4th, it starts going away to a little bit of a warm up and maybe comes back later when we get that second wave that's still coming through our Caribbean. But this right here has been showing that it'll go away, it'll hang around, it'll go away. It's been going back and forth on this. The only part that we know for sure is that it will be here. It will keep it suppressed into Florida, keeping all that shear, keeping this storm weak. After that, if it goes away, it has a chance to strengthen. And you can see with the NAO, the North Atlantic Oscillation, that we will be going into a trough when that cold front comes in. But at the same time, that trough will leave and we'll be going into a high ridge. This will give it the chance to go right up the east coast of the U.S., right on that high ridge. You also can see when you check for a tropical depression that the Euro, the EPS Ensemble Prediction System, does take it a little northern up Florida for the chances for it to be tropical depression conditions. So it is a little more northern with Florida as it goes with the Euro. Everything else takes it a little bit further southern. So we do need to keep on this every day as the information updates. Because when you check for a chance for a tropical storm, in 5 days you have a weak chance, but it starts building as it passes by Florida and leaves. So there is a point where there is a chance to get a tropical storm conditions as it leaves Florida. Because another thing that we need to take into aspect is the temperatures in our Gulf. And you can see right now that it is 80 something degrees and all this dark, even more for this darker red, all the way around to the Bahamas. But when you look at apparent temperature where it goes with the heat index as well, because we have a lot of hot days coming, it raises up the temperature very dramatically. So there is a lot of chances for this to strengthen. Once again, it depends what time of day it crosses by. If it crosses fast and it crosses from nighttime to the early morning, it won't get none of this. But if it takes its time and goes a day or two through these buildup of this heat index coming, it could play a little small part of ramping up a little bit more. Because as we look at our ensemble members and see what the potential outcome is, literally in 4 days, the potential for the Euro takes it around here for the Yucatan, but more than likely has it right here still for the eastern side of the Bay of Campeche. But as you move forward, the Euro members takes it where it's a little more southern, right below Cape Coral, to where this system will be. It won't be that northern track. It'll be more southern track. As it goes out, more than likely, not going to affect anybody. The members are showing that it will get close, but it's still too far away to do any impacts, and it will go away. That's according to the Euro members. Now the GFS in 4 days takes it to where it's most likely right here by the Western Caribbean. And that's what we see from National Hurricane Center. Anywhere from here to here is where the outlook is for 5 days, but it's not going to move and just sit here for the next 4 days. Still, we have that potential. We got to look at it. But GFS takes it where it's a little more southern as it passes by Florida. The more than likely outcome of all these runs is that this storm system will pass right by the Florida Keys, where all the impacts will be south and east Florida Keys. You could get some rain bands. Strengthens up as it passes by the Bahamas. Maybe even getting stronger for northern Bahamas as it leaves away. And once again, you don't see it coming back to the east coast. You see it leaving. That means that this high pressure more than likely will not be up here blocking it. It will follow this Bermuda high and take it right on out to the Atlantic. But like I said, I have this link for y'all so you can go check it out. Go to your area, zoom in. This one right here is for wind gusts, so you can see what winds you are expected in your area from this system. You have the Euro, you have the GFS as well. The GFS takes it a little bit easier and it takes a little more to the east. But the Euro right here shows that you could get potential up to 50, even 60 miles per hour wind gusts for some areas. But it starts picking up for Florida, Bahamas, and as it goes across the coast. So far, somewhere by Gainesville, you could get up to the high 40s, maybe even up to 50 miles per hour wind gusts as this passes by all the way across Daytona Beach. Also for southern, as you go across Miami, all the way to Florida Keys, potential for up to 50 miles per hour wind gusts. And then it'll be northern Bahamas that'll be getting mostly all the wind gusts. Now the GFS shows a little more east, of course. You won't be getting none of those impacts, and it's been following that for quite some time. And it'll be up to 40 miles per hour wind gusts across central Bahamas. I also have the link for the rainfall as well, because as you can see, the Euro is taking it where it's doing heavy rainfall straight over Florida, as well as the Keys, as well as the Bahamas. GFS takes it a little more eastern, where it's going to be Western Caribbean and straight over the Bahamas. But if you look at the Euro, you can look at the rainfall amounts. So if this goes straight towards Tampa, everything south of it is going to be getting very heavy rainfall, as well as the Bahamas. If it's a GFS, you don't have that to worry about. It will be some for Miami, Florida Keys, but it's going to be the Bahamas regardless. As well as the Western Caribbean, the GFS shows that you will get heavy rainfall. The Euro shows it as well. So you do have a lot of heavy rainfall coming. And Playa del Carmen, Euro shows you'll get heavy rainfall. GFS shows it'll be a little more southern, and it's going to just go right below you. So there is a little bit of hit and miss. But you can zoom in to your area with this link and see exactly what your potential rainfall can come. You do need to worry about a lot of potential mudslides, especially for Mexico and Central America. You just need to be aware. This thing is right on your doorstep, and there's not much time to get ready, guys. As well as your severe weather aspects. Remember, these links are in the description, so you can go see your cities that are affected. So you do have tornado threat for today. You have a very high threat. So you have 2% in the green, 5% in the brown. You have 10% in the yellow. You have a big 15%, a big moderate section in this red, and significant chance in all this black. And this is where I'm seeing the long track tornado potentials for violent tornadoes. I even see this maybe stretching a little bit further to the east. And you'll also have that wind threat. The wind threat has all the way to a 45% chance with significant threat in this black. And that's where I'm seeing the hurricane force winds with the chances for hail as well, even significant hail. Very large hail in all of this black. So remember, this link is in the description. Please go click on it to see your area. But your tornado threat for today, your significant severe chance is Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota, St. Cloud, Minnesota, Moorhead, Minnesota, Watertown, South Dakota. As well as you can see your 15% in the red, your 10% in the yellow, your 5% in the brown, and your 2% in the green. So please go click on this link to go see if this changed at any time throughout this day to stay updated. And this will also carry into tomorrow for Tuesday. You have a chance for tornadoes as well. You have 2% in the green and these pockets of 5% in the brown. You will have some winds, even some significant chance for winds right here in all this black. And you will have chances for hail, even significant hail right here in this black. So please go click on the link and see what your cities are for the winds and the hail. But so far, your threat for tornadoes for tomorrow, starting off with me right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for the 5%, Madison, Wisconsin, Rockford, Illinois, Waukesha, Wisconsin, and Oshkosh, Wisconsin, as well as the 2% in the green. But you can also see why you have this big tornado threat. This is your dew points. This shows you all the particulates in the atmosphere, where it's creating all these thunderstorms. You got this big pocket of 69 to 70 something degree dew points, and it's going to raise up all day long as this cold front smashes in. And that for tomorrow, it will raise up, and you will have a big line, a big thick line of very strong dew points in this section that you have that tornado threat as well. So you do have that threat all the way for today, all the way till tomorrow night. And you can see right here on the update on the 12Z that it is very strong all afternoon, starting from noon, popping off for eastern South Dakota, getting very strong in these cells. And you can see it does get wrapped in all of this shear. So as it moves forward, you can see it goes towards Minnesota, and it starts to really strengthen up to a lot of chances for tornadoes. And when you look at your shear, you can just see it's just wrapped in all of this speed shear. It will get it to fumble right over itself. And as you go into 6 and 7 o'clock, you get this big nasty band going down while you have these up here as well. And the shear has not left. It stays wrapped in this shear all night long. So it will be a nasty band of storms as this passes by all night long from Minnesota all the way to 10 and 11 o'clock when that cold front smashes through and just clears it out of any possibilities. At the same time, you can see right here as you go for overnight, you start getting some nasty cells that's coming through Kansas. And as you look with your shear, you can see it is getting some shear on those as well as some shear right in front of the line as this pushes through overnight hours. So that is going to be a nasty group of storms that's passing through with that as well. So you need to watch out for Iowa, northern Missouri, eastern Kansas, as well as this goes for tomorrow. Then tomorrow is going to boom right back up anywhere from southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, northern Missouri, eastern Kansas, as well as going across Oklahoma. And it is getting shear, guys. These storms do have a lot of shear in these cells as it passes through, and that will bring you chances for tornadoes. You even have chances for some of them to go right into northern Michigan again. It's not a super strong cell, but it is getting a lot of shear on it. But these cells right here that are moving across Wisconsin, going to northern Illinois, especially by 6 p.m. for tomorrow. That is a nasty bean, and when you look at your shear, it is getting a lot of shear on it. And it is a nasty cell. It is just really strong coming through all evening long, starting around 4 p.m. Once you get to 5, 6, 7, and 8 o'clock, it's really going to boom off with a lot of potential chances for tornadoes. When you look at the shear, you can see it is getting shear on that cell all evening long. And it gets real strong, especially by 8 p.m. on these cells. So just be aware these cells have a lot of chances for tornadoes, not just for today, for tomorrow afternoon as well. So to take a look at your helicity values, which gives you wind direction change with height, which is exactly what a tornado is. This is where you will see that you will have long-lived cells, long track tornado potentials. Violent tornadoes I am expected tonight, guys. Starting from 1 p.m., it will pop off right around eastern South Dakota. It will strengthen up as it goes into Minnesota for 4 or 5 o'clock and stay long-lived, long track all night long. Definitely by 9 and 10 o'clock, then going into Canada as well. This right here will be some long-lived, long-track tornadoes, even potential for violent tornadoes. Please take caution, Minnesota. I see a big problem for you tonight. Also, as you go overnight, it does show that eastern Kansas going to northern Missouri. But as you go into tomorrow afternoon, when the dew points raise up, you have chances for some long-lived cells as well. All the way from Texas, all the way to southern Wisconsin, right in that tornado threat. And so far, the winds show all the way to 5 p.m. These storms will bring up 50, even 60 miles per hour wind gusts. You could get a cell over here in Nebraska. It could get up to 70 miles per hour wind gusts. But once it gets into later this afternoon from 6 o'clock on, you start to get into the high 80 miles per hour wind gusts in these cells as it swings by Minnesota. That is going to be a nasty evening for y'all. But it shows mostly is going to be center to southern Minnesota getting those very high winds potential. Even could come into northern Iowa as well. So just be aware you have some very nasty cells, some very long-lived tornadoes is expected out of it, and some very much high hurricane force winds, up to 89 miles per hour in some of these cells. Please take caution. Please spread this information and let people know what's coming, because this is highly dangerous. But God bless every single one of you. I hope you have a very great Memorial Day. There's a lot of people at risk today, so it's going to be kind of hard for y'all. So I just pray that all y'all have a very safe day, you and your loved ones, whether you're in this hurricane, whether you're in this severe weather, or whether you're not. God bless you and keep you safe. Today, I want to read to you Psalm 27. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked, even mine enemies and my foes, came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though an host should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. In the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. And now shall mine head be lifted up above mine enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifices of joy. I will sing, yes, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Hear, O Lord, when I cry with my voice. Have mercy also upon me and answer me. When thou sayest, Seek ye my face, my heart said unto thee, Thy face, Lord, will I seek. Hide not thy face far from me. Put not thy servant away in anger. Thou hast been my help. Leave me not, neither forsake me, O God of my salvation. When my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way, O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of mine enemies. Deliver me not over unto the will of mine enemies, for false witnesses are rising up against me, and such as breathe out cruelty. I had fainted, unless I had believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage, and he shall strengthen thy heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. Amen. Thank you all for visiting my channel today. Thank you so much for your support. I pray you share this information. Let others know what's going on. We have multiple things going on. I appreciate every single one of you. I couldn't alert others without you. In all glory, all power, all honor does go to Yahweh, our Father, our God of Jacob, the Almighty. And I pray He keeps every single one of you and your loved ones very safe. I know He will. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a very blessed day, everybody.